All right, welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you share your home with a cat, you've probably caught yourself wondering what is actually going on behind those intense, mysterious eyes of theirs. I mean, we so often think of cats as these aloof little roommates who are just incredibly stingy with their feelings, right? But what if I told you that you are likely being showered with affection absolutely every single day, and you're just missing the cues? Today, we are going to decode feline affection. We're taking the deeply ingrained biological behaviors of cats and translating them into the 15 profound compliments they are actually paying you. So get ready, because this might completely change how you see your favorite feline. Okay, let's dive into this by addressing the elephant in the room. There is this massive myth out there that cats live with us like they're bound by some strict, emotionless roommate contract. And honestly, it's easy to see why we think that when we compare them to dogs. Dogs give us these unbelievably obvious signals. They wag their tails frantically, they stare deeply into our eyes, they literally jump up and down when we walk in. Cats? Yeah, not so much. Their communication relies on highly subtle signals. Because human brains are kind of hardwired to look for those big, loud, dog-like displays of affection, we frequently mistake a cat's subtlety for pure indifference. But the truth is, we just haven't learned to speak their language yet. And hey, if you need hard proof, the results from a 2019 Oregon State University study completely shattered this whole aloof cat myth. Researchers tested cats' attachment to their owners using the exact same psychological test they used to study human infants' attachment to their mothers. And, astonishing even the scientists, a massive 66% of the cats showed a secure attachment to their human. Just to put that into perspective, that is the exact same rate you see in human children with their parents. So cats really do love us. They just express it in a way that we need to actively decode. So, to make this explainer a bit more fun, I've got a challenge for you. As we go through these 15 sincere feline compliments, and they range from super simple to incredibly precious, I want you to actively keep score. Just keep a running tally in your head of how many of these specific compliments you have received from your cat. Stick with me, because at the very end, based on your final tally, I'm going to reveal your official rank in your cat's hierarchy. All right, let's kick things off with part 1, silent signals and body language. Let's break down these first 3 silent compliments. First up, the vertical tail with that little hook at the tip. In the wild, kittens use this exact posture so their mom can spot them in tall grass. So when an adult cat greets you this way, they are basically treating you like a giant, hairless mom. They are using this deep childhood signal of trust to say, hey, you are inner circle. Next is the slow blink. For a predator to voluntarily close its eyes near you, that means they are completely dropping their guard. Universities like Sussex and Portsmouth actually studied this and say if you get a slow blink, you should absolutely return the compliment by blinking back slowly. And finally, the tail wrap. A cat's tail is this richly nerved, highly personal organ. When they wrap it around your leg for just a split second, it is the feline equivalent of placing a friendly, supportive hand on your shoulder. So count a point for any of these you've seen. Moving right along to part 2, feline rituals of scent and touch. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the incredible science behind that adorable little headbutt your cat gives you. It's officially called bunting. You see, a cat's face has glands that release its own individual scent. Out in a cat colony, members maintain a common scent, kind of like wearing a family crest or a team uniform. So when your cat bumps its forehead into your shin or, right into your face, this isn't just some clumsy accident. They are actively blending their scent with yours to create a shared family aroma. By doing this, your cat is literally, chemically writing you into its family. It's a massive honor reserved only for their chosen beings, and it's totally different from how they casually rub against a sofa. Okay, alongside bunting, we have 2 other highly intimate touch rituals. First is aloe grooming. When your cat licks your hand or your hair with that super rough sandpaper tongue, it actually has nothing to do with tasting salt on your skin. In cat groups, mutual grooming is reserved strictly for close relatives and friends to share care and confirm their bonds. So in their world, that rough lick is essentially a kiss. And then there's kneading, making biscuits on your lap. When they do this, they're actually flashing back to their first days of life, massaging their mother for milk. Kneading releases endorphins and brings back the deep peace of kittenhood for them. If they do this to you, they're telling you that you were their ultimate safe space. Let's get into part 3, devoted feline routines. How many of these sound familiar? First, leaving gifts on the doorstep, like a mouse or maybe a toy. Whatever you do, don't scold them for this. Mother cats bring cray to teach their kittens how to hunt. By bringing you a gift, they essentially view you as a clumsy, overgrown kitten who clearly needs some help finding dinner. They are sharing their most valuable resource with you. Second, sleeping directly on you. Out in the wild, picking a sleeping spot is literally a matter of life and death. By sleeping on your chest or your legs, they are appointing you as their absolute safest fortress. And third, greeting you at the door. Remember that Oregon State University study? They proved that waiting at the door isn't just about wanting food. It's a proven marker of secure attachment. They seek contact simply because you are inherently valuable to them. Now, these next two routines are just mind-blowing. Did you know adult cats barely ever meow to each other? Meowing is a behavior mostly left behind in kittenhood. So if your cat talks to you, they have actually invented a custom meow dialect tailored perfectly to you, just because they figured out you respond to sound better than body language. And even wilder, cats are biologically crepuscular, which means they are naturally wired to be active at dawn and dusk. But Italian researchers found that house cats will completely rebuild their biological clocks just to match your waking schedule. So if you're a night owl, guess what? Your cat becomes a night owl. They voluntarily rework millions of years of biology just to hang out with you. Which brings us to part 4, misunderstood signs of affection. Brace yourselves because these get misinterpreted all the time. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. You call your cat and they pointedly turn their back to you. It stings, right? You immediately think they're ignoring you or giving you some serious attitude. But let's translate this from cat language for a second. A cat is both a predator and potential prey, so visually controlling their surroundings is essential for survival. To turn their back on another creature means they are voluntarily letting them into their blind zone. Turning their back is actually a sign of immense trust. They aren't ignoring you. They are appointing you as their sentry. They literally trust you to cover their flank. So let go of that offense and go ahead and add a point to your score. Here are a couple more tricky ones. When your cat flops over and shows you their fluffy belly, it is a massive compliment. The belly is their most vulnerable spot. All their vital organs are totally exposed. But, and this is a big but, it's a visual treasure, not an invitation to grab. Actually, scratch that. Reaching for it is basically a trap that triggers their defensive reflex. Just admire the trust they're showing you from afar. Then there's the gentle love bite. If your cat softly takes your hand in its teeth, no blood, no hissing, this is social nibbling. It's a rough kind of tenderness kittens use with their littermates. They are perfectly controlling their jaw pressure to say, I love you, which is something a stranger would never, ever be allowed to experience. All right, part 5, the ultimate invisible compliment. This one is the most profound of all. So the crucial point is, to really understand this one, we have to look at a cat's evolutionary history. They are the descendants of solitary predators. Unlike pack-driven dogs, a cat has absolutely zero secret instinct telling it to stick with a group. They have the whole house to hide in, yet you might notice they constantly choose to just be in the exact same room as you, not sitting on you, not begging for food, just dozing quietly a few feet away. For a solitary animal, choosing to be near you for no functional, instinctual reason is pure voluntary love. It's the loudest compliment possible. If your cat is just hanging out in your line of sight right now, you are receiving it. And finally, part 6, calculate your feline rank. Okay, moment of truth. Tally up your score. If you counted 1 to 4 compliments, your rank is neighbor. Your cat trusts you, maybe they throw you a slow blink here and there, but they're keeping their distance for now. If you scored 5 to 8, congratulations, you are a colony friend. Through bunting and tail wraps, you have been chemically written into their family. Now, a score of 9 to 12 makes you one of the cats. This means your cat communicates with you using the exact same intimate gestures they'd use with their closest kin. And finally, if you scored 13 to 15, you have achieved the absolute highest rank possible. You are her human. You aren't just an owner or a feeder, you are the chosen one. Let's move to and see how this builds to a really beautiful realization. A cat's love language is measured in inches and seconds. Just think about everything we've covered today. Almost every single one of these compliments is remarkably quiet. The slight curl of a tail, half a second of closed eyes, the voluntary choice of just resting in the same room. Cats have been so unfairly labeled as indifferent for centuries, simply because we humans never took the time to translate their subtle affection. But now you hold the dictionary. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. Looking back at your time with your cat, how many profound feline compliments have you spent years mistaking for insults or indifference? How many times did a turned back hurt your feelings when it was actually a profound declaration of trust? It's fascinating how just a little bit of science and behavioral translation changes the whole picture, isn't it? I really encourage you to observe your cat with fresh eyes today. Figure out your rank and appreciate those quiet, subtle seconds of love. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to decode the fascinating world around us.